Here in Sales Readiness, we have an aggressive charter. Our vision is to build the world's most in-demand sales talent. Our mission is to transform sales capability and behavior to accelerate growth. We do this by creating training to decrease new hire ramp-up, deliver consistent value messaging, adopt sales process and sales methodology, decrease churn, improve sales performance and quota attainment, provide updates on product, ramp up on new systems, increase and improve sales coaching. The result? Overloading our resources and making ever greater demands on our reps and on our managers' time with training that may look good and be well attended, but may not be in alignment with what the business really needs. In this world of tighter budgets, less time, fewer resources, calls for greater agility, and a need for a more surgical approach to training, there is a real need to shift from a program-centric approach to an approach that satisfies the learner, has a measurable impact, and solves a business need. And if we can't measure it, we can't prove its value. It's when we design training that maps to business strategy, and when we build in ways to measure its effectiveness on business goals, that we truly earn a seat at the table and shift training to being viewed as a strategic investment. And here's where we need to get dangerous and get into the outcomes business. We can apply design thinking to take a systems approach to design for success for our learner and for the business. Careful analysis helps us to define our objectives, and our objectives describe exactly what we will accomplish and what we will measure. Starting with the business, we must be very clear about what the problem or opportunity is that we're solving for. What are the goals of the business? What is the business trying to solve for? What are the payoff needs to meet those goals? Write a strong ROI objective. Will the increase in sales revenue generated from the program recoup the cost of its implementation? What change or impact to the business will need to occur in order for us to realize the payoff needs? Here we write the impact objective. It should answer the question, what are we doing or not doing that's influencing the business? How can we achieve this performance within our teams? Based on what performance needs to change to result in the desired impact to the business, we write our application objectives. Most often in our training program design, we tend to begin here. But if we can't tie our performance needs to the resulting impact on the business, we're going to struggle to show the true value of our training. Powerful and measurable learning objectives will ensure that we meet our performance needs. What exactly do our learners need to learn to result in the required change in performance that will give us our desired outcome? The importance of having well-defined and established learning objectives that map to the business goal can't be understated. We can't go awry here, make up or modify learning objectives on the fly, and expect to hit our application or impact objectives. Analysis in which we determine delivery, look and feel, environment, and the like give us our learners' preference needs, and the reaction objectives define the experience our learners want. Projects don't create themselves. What are our needs to actually develop and deliver the training? Input objectives define our project needs. Just as powerful objectives guide what we design, they define what and how we measure and evaluate the outcomes. Starting at the lowest level, we work back up the measurement and evaluation scale, collecting data and gauging our overall success on the outcome of each objective, each step of the way. As we measure our input, or level 0, we measure things like volume, hours, convenience, and cost to implement. Level 1, that's reaction. Did they like it? The focus here is on the content. Is the content relevant, engaging, important, useful? This is a predictor of the application level. Will they actually use it? Will they recommend it to others? We can find out using surveys, questionnaires, focus groups, and interviews. I'll just write smile sheets and NPS here for now. Then we move to evaluation level 2, learning. Did they learn it? Is it meaningful, motivational, action-oriented? We can find out using tests and quizzes, surveys, questionnaires, observation, interviews, focus groups, demonstrations, and simulations. Evaluation Level 3, application. Did they apply it? We want them to use it often, and have success with its use. We also want to know if anything got in the way of applying it. We can find out using surveys, questionnaires, observation with rubrics and maybe coaching forms, interviews, focus groups, work review, action planning, improvement plans, and performance consulting. Then we move to Evaluation Level 4, impact. Did the business benefit from it? Here we measure the impact, the consequence of the application. We can find out using questionnaires, action planning, improvement plans, performance consulting, performance monitoring, and other business measures, along with KPI. But here we must take steps to isolate the effects. For example, is the lift in quota attainment due to the training, or is it due to a promotional event or a change in the product? Finally, we get to Evaluation Level 5, ROI. Did the business earn an ROI from it? This is our benefit-cost ratio, or our return on investment. We can find out if there is a measurable impact to the business using ROI methodology. So to recap, we can design to ensure success from our project to the learner and on up to the business if we conduct our analysis by asking what business needs we are solving for, and then by making sure that everything that follows maps back to those business objectives. And when we measure, we may not need or we may not be able to measure ROI for every training program, but regardless of how high you do measure on the V-chart, be sure to measure all the points below it. Shifts in business are requiring that we evolve our thinking to an approach that satisfies the learner, has a measurable impact, and solves a specific business need. But we should strive to measure and demonstrate impact of our sales training on the business. It's this data, more than NPS scores, that gives the business valuable information on the impact of the training that we create and of our value to the organization.